This is why your lower back hurts and you will never get that round booty. Your lower back hurts all the time, and sometimes even bending over feels uncomfortable. But you're young, you work out, you move, you take care of yourself, and yet you don't get it. What's happening? That dull, pulling pain in your lower back, it's always there. You won't believe it, but I've heard this exact story countless times from my female clients. And almost every single time, it comes down to the same root cause. Let me break it down. The goal is to get a round booty. We all know how important that is for women. And let's be honest, guys love it too. Fair enough. So the rounder, the better. And if not actually round, then at least make it look round. Basically, just get these glutes looking right, everything else can wait. But with this mindset, you're digging a hole for yourself, one where your posture, muscular balance, and long-term health get buried. Sure, in the mirror or on photos, it looks good, but your body sees it as a red flag. Does this posture look familiar? This is something 99% of people have no idea about. And yet, this faulty posture isn't just misleading in terms of aesthetics, it's biomechanically dangerous too. Today's video has a clear villain: anterior pelvic tilt, aka a tilted pelvis and excessive lower back arch, lumbar lordosis. It's one of the most common postural issues people don't even notice. And here's what it does. Your lower back ends up constantly overcompensating. Your hips lock into the wrong position, and over time this leads to chronic pain, which if you are here has probably already started for you. So I suggest you stick around. Now, what's the biggest issue with it? You get used to it, your body locks it in, and by the time you realize something's off, you don't even know when it all went wrong. I briefly touched on this topic in my previous video, but after seeing it show up with multiple female clients this week, I decided it's time to dedicate a full video to it. And in this part, I will show you why this hidden muscular imbalance develops in the first place, what you've been doing wrong even during your workouts, and how to finally get rid of the pain for good without sacrificing aesthetics. Get ready, because today we are going to reprogram your body. If you watch this video till the end, you will finally understand why nothing has worked so far, and how to see your body, your posture, your muscles in a completely new way. And here's the twist: you won't have to give up your dream glutes to get there. First, why this hidden muscular imbalance forms. Look babe, that booty is getting rounder and rounder. Ever noticed how when your friend, partner or client wants to show off their glutes, they instantly arch their back, push their hips out and strike that exaggerated S-curve pose? But here's the real question. What if that pose slowly becomes your default posture? Your body doesn't know the difference between what you intentionally pose and what you repeatedly do, even subconsciously. If you repeat a posture often enough, whether it's from sitting, posing or working out, your body memorizes it, locks it in as a pattern, and that's when things go wrong. Because the modern fitness world, especially in female aesthetics where comparison and competition are constant, has become obsessed with just how it looks. Round glutes, toned thighs, flat abs. But if they had to pick just one, I would bet everything I own that 99.9% would choose the round glutes. No question. Prove me wrong in the comments if you disagree. But here's the issue. When you only train specific muscle groups, you neglect others. And that neglect is what slowly throws your entire posture out of balance. Just think about it. If your quads are always doing the work but your glutes aren't active, if your hip flexors are strong but your abs are weak, if you love ab workouts but you're doing mostly hip flexors dominant exercises, then your body will eventually lose its balance. Let's break down exactly what happens in your body when anterior pelvic tilt develops. The hip flexors shorten and become dominant, pulling the front of the pelvis downward. The quads become overloaded, they help keep you upright but pull the pelvis even further forward. The glutes shut down, they stop working because your body doesn't ask them to. The abs get overstretched, they can stabilize properly and start to bulge forward. The lower spine overcompensates, and this is where the pain shows up. And here comes one of the biggest misconceptions. Most people, if they try to fix this at all, start by stretching their hamstring because they feel tight. But here's the thing, the hamstrings are not the cause of your pelvic tilt. They are the victims of it. This hidden imbalance doesn't happen overnight. It builds up over months, even years. And the biggest trick it plays is that you get used to it. You get used to standing like this, training like this, sleeping like this, exist like this. And by the time the pain shows up, you have no idea why it's happening or where it started. But it's not just about your posture, it's about what you did and didn't do. The muscles you skipped, the way you moved, the reps you never trained. And now comes the part nobody wants to hear. Pain isn't the problem, it's just the symptom. It's your body waving a red flag telling you something's off. The real problem is everything you haven't done about it. Here comes the second slap in the face. The issue might not only be how you stand, but how you train. Every single movement either supports balance or pulls you deeper into the problem. And if your program barely includes any ab exercises, is full of hip thrust and kickbacks, ignores trunk stabilization, then you are not fixing the problem, you are reinforcing it every time you train. Let's break it down. First, you are not engaging your abs, you are just stretching them. Anterior pelvic tilt is like your body pulling your lower abs apart from the inside. Most people double down at this point. They start doing sit-ups and crunches thinking it will help, but those movements don't stabilize. They just add stress to an already unstable system. It's like trying to fix a wobbly chair by sitting on it. You are not solving the problem, you are just exposing it even more. You need to fix the foundation first, restore balance. If your lower abs don't learn to control the tilt of your pelvis, then every movement you do will shift the load onto your lower back. And then you wonder why your abs aren't showing and your lower back hurts. Second, your glutes aren't active because you never taught them how to work. Most people train glutes by just pushing their lower back backwards. It looks like a hip thrust, but internally it's a completely different story. The glutes don't activate, the lower back takes over. But you have to understand, glutes aren't just about shape. They are one of the main stabilizers behind your pelvis. If they are not working, your lower back picks up the slack again. And every single rep reinforces the faulty software that caused the problem in the first place. Third, you're training your lower back, even though it's already overloaded. Strengthen your lower back so it won't hurt. Almost everyone has heard this advice, but few people ask, what if the problem is that it's already working too much? Your lower back doesn't hurt because it's weak. It hurts because it's overworked. It's doing all the work alone while the other muscles aren't showing up. It's like having one employee at a company working 12-hour shifts because no one else bothered to come in, and then you keep giving them more tasks. They won't get stronger, they will burn out, break down, get injured. Your lower back was never meant to be the lead character. It's just a superstructure. If it keeps taking all the load, it will eventually quit. And that's exactly what you're feeling. Your abs and glutes are supposed to share most of the work. But if they are not active, your lower back carries the entire system alone. Fourth, you skip mobility and activation at the start of your workout. Most people start training like they are trying to win a race with the stiff, cold engine. Their body is locked up, the hips are tight, the glutes are still asleep, especially if they've been sitting all day. And yet, they jump into squats, thrust, and intense sets as if everything was perfectly fine. I actually made a separate video about this, where I walk you through the importance, proper sequence, and technique of warm-ups and mobility. You can watch it here or here. Here's the truth. A movement isn't good just because you completed it. It's good because of how you do it. You've probably heard me say that 1,000 times, and you will hear it again. If your muscles don't activate where and when they should, your body will fall back on the same old compensation patterns over and over again, like a scratched vinyl stuck on a repeat. And after a while, you don't even know where it went wrong. You just know something hurts. And now comes the part where I finally show you how to fix this entire issue without sacrificing aesthetics. In fact, once you understand this, you can achieve even better results than ever before, without pain. And maybe now you're starting to feel it too. This isn't just a little tightness or some it will go away kind of discomfort. It's something that's slowly weaving itself into your daily life. And if you ignore it, it's only going to get worse. This is what hardly anyone says out loud. These small, repetitive mistakes, over the years, they grow into chronic problems, and if you don't stop them in time, they can eventually lead to structural damage. Overworked joint, worn cartilage, and unstable pelvis, constant inflammation, and by that point, a little stretching, rest, or foaming roll won't cut it. You won't just feel it during workouts, you will feel it in the morning when you get out of bed, at night when you can't even sit comfortably on a chair. That's why it's so important to first identify the mistake and then start correcting it. It doesn't have to stay this way. That's exactly why I built the women's program in the Final Form app the way I did. Not just to give you visible results, but to make sure those results are sustainable and safe. The programs are designed to help you maintain proper posture, restore muscular balance, and retrain your movement patterns step by step. I created workout plans that don't just shape your glutes, they also bring back the stability your body needs. The order of the exercises, the weekly structure, the activation drills, the rest days, everything is intentionally designed. And the training is just one part of the journey. You will also get a 10-part nutrition video guide, a recipe collection with exact macros and instructions, a growing mindset video series, and a step-by-step roadmap that holds your hand for up to 20 weeks. Even if right now you don't fully believe in yourself, you don't need a gym, you don't need fancy equipment, just a decision to finally start. Download the Final Form app now on the App Store or Google Play and start training in a way that keeps both your body and mind safe. How do you get rid of pain for good without giving up aesthetics? This is how. I'm going to show you 3 exercises built as a progression that help reprogram how your body functions. First, dead bug. Deep core activation and pelvic stability retraining. The goal: to reconnect your deep core muscles and teach your pelvis to stay in a neutral position. Why it matters? If your body doesn't know how to keep your pelvis stable during movement, your lower back will always end up overworked. Lie on your back and bring your knees up to a 90-degree angle as if resting on a tabletop. Reach both arms toward the ceiling, palms facing in. Press your lower back firmly into the floor and keep it there. This is the most important part. Engage your core and after an inhale, extend one leg forward by bringing the opposite arm back beside your ear. Only go as far as you can while keeping your lower back pinned down. Exhale to return to the starting position, then repeat on the other side. With this move, you've successfully activated your core. Now let's take it a step further. Second, glute bridge, glute reactivation and restoring correct pelvic alignment. The goal: to reactivate your glutes so your lower back stops doing the work during hip movements. Why it matters? If your glutes are weak, your body will default to using your lower back instead, which leads to pain and overuse injuries over time. This exercise gives your glutes their roll back and teaches your pelvis to align properly again. Lie on your back, bend your knees, and place your feet flat on the floor, hip width apart. Raise your abs and slightly tilt your pelvis backward so your lower back presses down and doesn't arch. This is a key point, so pay close attention here. From this position, slowly lift your hips toward the ceiling until your knees, hips and shoulders form a straight line. During the movement, only your glutes should be doing the work. Don't push upward with your lower back and avoid arching your spine. Hold the top position for 1 to 2 seconds, then slowly lower your hips back to the ground and repeat. And the third exercise, child's pose and pelvic tilt, spinal decompression and active pelvic control. The goal: to relax your overactive spinal erectors while relearning how to consciously move and stabilize your pelvis. Why it matters? Most people simply collapse into pain, but this exercise teaches you how to actively steer your body instead of just enduring discomfort. Start in a classic child's pose. Kneel down, sit back on your heels, stretch your arms forward, and place your forehead on the floor. Take deep breaths and consciously relax your spine. This helps loosen tight muscles along your back. Then shift forward into a kneeling tabletop position. From here, try tilting your pelvis backward one vertebra at a time as if the movement starts from your tailbone. This slow, controlled shift restores stability and conscious control in the lumbar area. More advanced version, alternate dynamically between anterior and posterior pelvic tilt. Then hold the posterior tilt for a few seconds. Bonus tip: how to build these into your routine. Do them 3 to 4 times a week, either before your workout or as a separate mobility block. First, go through 2 to 3 rounds in the order above. Second, Perform 8 to 10 reps of each exercise with maximum control. And third, focus on quality. And don't forget, this isn't about mindless reps, it's about reprogramming your body. If you follow this consistently, I truly congratulate you. You can finally say goodbye to pain and poor posture, and instead unlock a strong, aesthetic, evenly loaded body with that round glute you've been chasing. In fact, this is where things start to get exciting. At what point did you realize this was actually about you? Drop it in the comments, let's talk about it there. I know this issue affects so many women, so please share it with others too. As you can see, this isn't just a minor annoyance, let's help each other out. And if you are curious about the 3 mistakes that are probably wasting your time at the gym, go check out my previous video and start fixing those as well, or watch any of the others in the series. And if you are finally ready to train not just pain-free but with intention and structure, the Final Form app has step-by-step programs designed exactly for that. Every exercise has a purpose, a sequence, and a clear reason why it's there. And most importantly, you will build a body that doesn't just look amazing, it actually functions the way it should. Pick the path that fits you best. Go for the discounted annual membership or the flexible monthly plan. It's your call, your timing. Download the Final Form app from the App Store or Google Play and finally start building something that lasts with intention. Because these moves don't just fix what hurts, they lay the foundation for the posture, shape, and look you've actually been working for, safely and sustainably. From here, you can move on to higher level exercises, because now you finally have something solid to build on. If you like this video, drop a like and hit subscribe, because every Sunday I'm back with a new episode, one that doesn't just rebuild your body, but your entire life. See you next week. And remember, training is just the first step. The real change is you.